You're running through a hallway that keeps stretching every time you reach the door. Something enormous is behind you, but your legs have somehow turned into wet noodles. Then the floor vanishes, your stomach drops, and you wake beneath a perfectly ordinary blanket. Your room is quiet, yet your heart is racing as if the monster followed you home. Why can a sleeping brain create fear powerful enough to wake the entire body? And why does it choose missed exams, falling teeth, old arguments, or impossible creatures? The honest answer is not one secret symbol or one broken switch inside your head. Nightmares emerge from several systems working together during a very unusual state of consciousness. Some parts are well measured, some are strong theories, and some remain genuinely mysterious. To understand the monster, we first have to understand the stage on which it appears. Sleep is not 8 hours of mental silence. It is a repeating journey through different stages. The brain moves through lighter sleep, deeper non-REM sleep, and periods called REM sleep. REM means rapid eye movement because the eyes dart beneath closed lids during this stage. Meanwhile, the brain is highly active, even though the sleeper is disconnected from the room. Most skeletal muscles become strongly relaxed, helping prevent every dreamed movement from becoming real. That protection is not absolute, but it explains the classic dream of running without moving. REM periods usually grow longer toward morning, when vivid dreams are more likely to be remembered. But dreams can also happen outside REM, so REM is important without owning every dream. Nightmares are usually vivid, disturbing dreams that wake you and remain available to memory. That last detail separates them from another frightening event often confused with nightmares. A nightmare usually ends with a fairly alert person who can describe what frightened them. A night terror usually rises from deep non-REM sleep, often earlier in the night. The person may sit up, cry out, breathe fast, or look terrified while still mostly asleep. They can be difficult to wake and may remember little or nothing the next morning. Nightmares are stories you escape by waking. Night terrors are body alarms without a clear story. The distinction matters because two similar-looking nights can come from different sleep machinery. It also prevents a frightened child from being interrogated for a dream they may never have experienced. Sleepwalking belongs to the same broad family of deep sleep arousal events as night terrors. None of these events means a person is dangerous, possessed, or secretly revealing their character. Now that the categories are clear, we can ask why a normal dream turns frightening. During vivid dreaming, emotion and memory networks can be active while reality checking is altered. That is why a talking staircase can seem reasonable until the moment you wake up. The brain is not switched off. It is assembling experience under a different set of constraints. Recent events may mix with older memories, physical sensations, and concerns you barely noticed. A warm room can become a desert, an alarm can become a siren, and anxiety can become pursuit. The result feels authored, but there may be no tiny director planning a coherent plot. Fear also recruits the body through faster heart rate, changed breathing, and a stress response. Those bodily signals can flow back into the dream and make the imagined danger feel even larger. Then waking interrupts the simulation, but the body may need several minutes to settle. This explains how nightmares feel real, but not yet why the brain makes them at all. One idea says dreams help process emotion by revisiting feelings in a changed context. On a good night, the memory may remain while some of its emotional charge is adjusted. A nightmare might be this process becoming intense, unstable, or repeatedly stuck. A second idea treats dreaming as a simulator for detecting and escaping possible threats. Our ancestors who rehearsed danger might have gained a small advantage while awake. But modern nightmares often feature emails and elevators, not predators on an ancient plane. A third idea is less purposeful. Vivid fear may be an accidental product of memory and emotion systems. These explanations can overlap, and none has won a final scientific verdict. So saying nightmares evolved to train us is interesting, but saying they definitely did is too strong. The safest answer is that nightmares reveal mechanisms we partly understand and purposes we still debate. Even without one universal purpose, we know many conditions that make nightmares more likely. Stress can supply unresolved threats, while anxiety keeps the brain tuned toward possible danger. Trauma can produce recurring nightmares that replay an event or repeat its emotional pattern. Fever can make dreams unusually vivid, fragmented, and bizarre as the body struggles with illness. Sleep deprivation can increase REM pressure, creating a vivid rebound when sleep finally arrives. Alcohol may shorten REM early, then fragment sleep and intensify later dreaming as it wears off. Some medicines or medication changes can alter dreaming, which is a reason to ask a clinician, not stop alone. A frightening movie can donate images, but the nightmare still rebuilds them using your own concerns. Even an awkward conversation may return at night, wearing a cape and carrying impossible stakes. Triggers raise probability. They do not guarantee a nightmare, and people respond differently. Nightmares are especially common in childhood, when imagination is powerful and many fears are new. A coat on a chair requires experience to remain a coat after the lights go out. Children are also learning which dangers are real, which are unlikely, and which are impossible. Their developing brains are building emotional control and a model of how the world behaves. Major changes such as school, moving, conflict, or separation can therefore appear in dreams. The dream may use a monster because a monster is easier to picture than uncertainty. Calm reassurance and a predictable bedtime can help a child feel safe after an occasional nightmare. Mocking the fear teaches shame, while dramatic questioning can accidentally keep the monster center stage. Frequent or severe episodes still deserve professional attention, especially when daytime life suffers. Growing older usually changes the frequency, but adults never become immune to nightmares. Humans love decoding dreams because a strange story feels as if it must contain a hidden letter. But there is no reliable universal rule that falling means failure or teeth mean loss. The same image can come from a memory, a sensation, a recent joke, or pure dream improvisation. Meaning is personal and contextual, and sometimes there may be no useful meaning to extract. A dream can still reveal what feels emotionally important without functioning like a coded prophecy. If tomorrow's exam appears, the simplest clue may be that tomorrow's exam is stressful. If a random purple giraffe appears, your brain may simply be excellent at random purple giraffes. Searching for one fixed translation can increase worry and make the nightmare feel more powerful. A better question is whether the dream is recurring, distressing, or connected to something you recognize. That question guides useful action without pretending the sleeping brain writes in secret code. An occasional nightmare is unpleasant but common, especially during stressful periods. The concern rises when nightmares repeat, cause major distress, or make you afraid to sleep. Daytime exhaustion, concentration problems, or worsening mental health are also reasons to seek help. A clinician can look for trauma, sleep disorders, medicines, substances, illness, and other contributors. Treatment depends on the cause, so a single internet trick cannot fit every recurring nightmare. One evidence-based approach is imagery rehearsal therapy for nightmare disorder and trauma-related nightmares. While awake, a person rewrites the nightmare with a less frightening ending or a different response. They rehearse that new version repeatedly, giving the brain another route through the familiar story. It is not magic and it is not instant, but research supports it as a real clinical treatment. The goal is not to eliminate imagination. It is to stop fear from repeatedly controlling the night. So why do we have nightmares? Science does not offer one neat sentence yet. A nightmare is a vivid fear experience built by an active sleeping brain. REM biology helps create the stage, while memories, emotions, body signals, and triggers shape the plot. Emotional processing and threat rehearsal may contribute, but neither is a proven universal purpose. Most occasional nightmares are normal responses to a brain that can imagine danger brilliantly. Recurring nightmares are not weakness, bad character, or a supernatural warning. They are a treatable sleep problem when they cause distress or interfere with life. And the monster under the bed is usually not a message from somewhere outside you. It is your own prediction machine improvising in darkness, sometimes with the volume turned too high. Terrifying, yes, but also a reminder that even asleep, the human brain never stops creating worlds.